Thanks everyone. Sorry about the time delay, but it's weather, don't do anything about it. So we've got Neil de Bruin, who is our backline coach, and Ivan van Rooyen, who is the fitness coach. Today we've got another coach who will probably join us, plus a player once they finish, but I think we can start so long. If you can just introduce yourself when you ask a question. It's still new coaches, I don't know everyone, although Ivan has been around for a long time but don't often attend press conferences. I would appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Neil Jacques from the start. Just coming on from last week, a good team performance overall, more forward-orientated game, if you can use that term. What are you expecting this week against a team like the Blues? Is it going to be back to the old-style lines, if I can put it that way?
Good question, Doc. First of all, it was an excellent performance by the forwards last week. I think they really stood up, and that kind of sets the platform for the team to play. Against the Blues on the weekend, first New Zealand side, I think the public and the team is really excited to play them. It's always a challenge. Hopefully the forwards can dominate again, and I'm sure they will, because Philip has really prepared them well, and then the Lions plan will come through. But it's about winning rugby at the end of the day, so whatever it takes to get over the line for us. I know we know it's really key to winning, process is more, but yeah, hopefully more the Lions brand on the weekend would be good.
From your perspective as the backs coach, I mean, how different is it to prepare against the New Zealand team? Is it different, and what sort of challenges do the Blues specifically pose to you guys?
Yeah, each team is different, and we try and prepare accordingly, so it's never really the same mould for each team that you play. So we try and look at a couple of opportunities for us and where we can improve and get benefit from on the weekend. So not really a major change. They do have different player profiles, so that obviously changes a little bit of the way that we look to play against them. Not to give too much away, but yeah, it's going to be slightly different than against the Bulls.
Neil, the one thing that stands out for some of the games so far is a team that can create a lot of opportunities, and especially with Sunnyville and the Ione brothers, the offloads in the tackle are quite a big part of their game as well. How do you counter that?
Yeah, good question, Brendan. How do you counter that? I suppose not giving them the ball as much. Don't make mistakes. It's a simple thing to say, but it's about being clinical for us, not giving them opportunity to play. And on the other hand, play. So we want to play as well. Our team's about us. We don't really focus too much on our opposition. If we do the little things well, then we'll be successful. That's what we believe, and yeah, we're not going to go too far off on that.
I know you don't pick the team on your own, or you don't pick the team at all, or whatever, but it's unchanged. I mean, that must be nice, and giving the players who played last week a lot of confidence.
Yeah, first of all, the medical staff and Cassie from the conditioning side, to get the players on the field and ready to pick every weekend is a major benefit, and that's been one of our strengths at the Lions. So yes, first of all, lovely to pick the same team, bar a couple of additions on the bench. But yeah, why would you change something that has worked last weekend? Looking for momentum, looking for some continuity, and that's exactly the team selection that Coach Choice has picked on the weekend. With
Kwacha coming back and Hajiva there as well, it looks like you're expecting to be challenged at the breakdowns and have to go at a certain pace for the full 18?
Yeah, always. Again, Cash has done a fantastic job on the conditioning side to get the guys up for full 80 minutes. And how exciting is it to have two players like that on the bench for us? So we're looking for them to make an impact. Again, not really worried about them. It's about what we want to achieve in the last 20 minutes. And with those two players, along with others that we've picked over the 3 games that we've played, hopefully they can make a really nice impact when coming off the bench.
Neil, it's Kanyisuya from Times Media. The Blues have been a team that has struggled against New Zealand opposition because of the strength of that specific conference. But do you feel there'll be an indicator of what is to come from the New Zealand conference, considering how well they played in their 2 matches, even though they lost?
Yeah, they played really well in the last 2 matches. If you look at the scores against really good opposition, it was really tight. So for us, it'll be a good parameter. But again, it's not about them. It's about us for us this weekend. It's nice. It's a challenge to play against them. But we have to be the best that we can be. It's not too much about them.
And how important will it be to stitch up that last 10 minutes, considering against the Jaguars and to an extent the Bulls, the game was won, but there were unnecessary points that were conceded in the last 10 minutes?
Yeah, well, you always look for an 80-minute performance. That's not always the case. Sometimes you'll start better, other times you'll finish better. So for us, we're looking for that complete performance. not too worried about those last 10 minutes because I know it's going to be fixed on the weekend. The coaches have put in really hard work, and the players realise that we've got to be clinical for the full 80 to have a shot.
Neil, Venus from Belgium. Being now the backline coach, how do you feel that the backline attack in general in the first 3 weeks went, and also how difficult or easy was it for you to step into the fold and take that role as backline coach? Did you change much, or?
I've answered this question last week when speaking to Jock, and we haven't changed a lot. Firstly, to answer your second question, we're just trying to do things a little bit better, and not that it was bad. Just try and find little ways to improve. It was really good and comfortable stepping into this environment. The players have been fantastic, and the other coaching staff has been really welcoming, and they've made the job a lot easier for us. So that's been good. What was your first question again? Just
how do you feel about the attack in general in the first 3 games?
We're getting better, I suppose. The last weekend's game against the Bulls was very forward dominated, and of course, like I said, did fantastically. So we've been going okay. Nothing to write home about yet, I suppose. Again, looking for improvement. We've got to peak at the right times, and yeah, we've gone 3 from 3. So not looking. It hasn't been brilliant, but we'll take it at this stage.
Neil, just your job description as a backline coach is maybe a bit misleading, especially in a team like yours, because a number of times your loose forwards especially, end up in the back line, and so it's almost like an attack coach rather than a backline coach. Am I right? Is that still the thinking, still backline? Where does your responsibility stop, should I say?
Coach Choice is the attack coach on the side. My responsibility is backline play and first phase, and so that's kind of where I kick in, and then Coach Choice has done the attack brilliantly for the last 5 years. So we all play a part to help him with that, but he's the main guy there.
So he does the unstructured, and
yeah.
you do the more structured part of it.
Well, the first phase.
Yeah.
Chris, I don't know if you're in the position to talk about Jaco Kriel's injury, but as the conditioning guy, is that just a freak, mishap, that it didn't take in an operation or whatever, or can you just tell us maybe a bit more if you know more about the situation with him?
Well, obviously it's very sensitive at this stage. He went in this morning. It's a complete unfortunate situation. No one's fault in specific, not from our side or surgeon or anything. It's just really unlucky.
Overall, though, you must be quite pleased as a conditioning guy to have most of your squad, fairly fit and firing from 1 week to the next.
We've had the senior guys back for about 4 or 5 weeks now. When they came back, it was a challenge on its own to get everyone back from either the box or from Europe or from leave. So yeah, we're still chasing the first full 80-minute performance. We knew that we went in underdone. Barely played a warm-up game with the main guys. So as Neil said, I just want to make every week better, and the same with the conditioning. Is we're really trying to push hard sessions. Get the volume up, get the intensity up, and hopefully come through in the game.
Yes, just how do you guys, I think just for a lot of people out there probably don't know how you plan, because it is a long competition, and to get guys at peak fitness for 19 consecutive weeks, or 19 weeks of competition, coming in off other competitions, different roles, how do you do that planning? How does it work when you get guys coming in from Japan and Springboks and all different manners of training?
Yep. Thanks, Brendan. Good question. With Doc Rob and Fred the physio and Yannick Limbill the bio, we sit down and we create a plan. Whilst they're away as well in Japan, we communicate to the clubs, we communicate to the players, so we track their wellness even if they're not with us, so we know in what state they come to us, and then from there we assess and we see how we're going to get them ready to play as quick as possible, so we feel they can play, and then weekly ongoing, it's just a process. We comfortable is not the right word. We've got a specific process in the week, and we feel as long as we can cover that and the players can carry that volume, then we should keep on progressing every week for the full competition.
I suppose the follow-up to that question is in the last couple of years, not so much in the last year, but 2-3 years, 2-3 seasons ago, there's been a lot of talk off the field about the impact of players playing in Japan and coming back with injuries. We had Damon Delenda, Andre Polo, those guys coming back with niggles and that. But you guys seem to handle it well, because you've got quite a few players in Japan as well.
Our players are really professional about it, so they understand what they need to do in Japan. They understand our needs on this side. So we like to be proactive in terms of communication regarding any legal, anything. We've got a process around everything. So the players are really awesome in that sense that even though they're not here, they understand our need. They're really professional about recovery and training and medical protocols. So once they're back into our system, they just fall into our system, and we've been fortunate that we've been blessed there.
And I know you're not a medical guy, but you're not a doctor, but in terms of the players returning, the guys on rehab at the moment, the Rowan Combrin Court and all those guys, how are they looking and how far away are they still on track for?
They're all on track, and obviously Yaku is a big setback at this stage. Rowan Combrin's been training with us this week, so he's joined the training. Obviously, we're still managing some of his volumes and contact. Courtney's tracking well. Yeah, so everyone's still on par.
Neil, Sonny Bill Williams, his name has been spoken about a lot this week for other reasons. Have you guys spoken about him? Do you look at individuals? What are your plans around certain individuals, or is it a matter of he's just another player?
Yeah, first of all, his name has been going around. We've had a couple of chuckles about it. No, not really. I don't think his name is, obviously he's a world-class rugby player, but it's not a focal point for us. It's not, it's about it. I keep repeating myself, but it's about us. So they've got superstars all over the park, really quality players. We've got to be a better collective unit than them to beat them. That's as simple as that.
First of all, Jan van Eenies, kan ik een paar Afrikaanse vragen?
Alsjeblieft, mijn man.
Jammer dat ik een paar vragen moet herhalen eerstens.
Nee, ik kan.
Dit kortliks, en dus je denkwijze achter die span zelf, je hebt geen veranderings gemaakt. En wat precies verwacht jullie van die bezoekers nou van Auckland? En wat gaan hulle naar die partijtjie die bring?
Ja, eerstens geen veranderingen nie. Ons probeer 'n bietjie kontinuïteit hou. Het is altyd lekker as jy dieselfde span die altyd kan kies. Ons mediese span is fantasties om die spelers terug op die veld te kry. Dus dit help baie om 'n span te kies. Ons verwag 'n positiewe mentaliteit van hulle af. Hulle gaan probeer speel, dink ons. En ons is reg vir die challenge, soos die Engelsman sê. Ons sien ongelooflik uit. Dit gaan 'n goeie toets wees om teen 'n ander tipe span te speel. En ek dink dit gaan ons 'n beter span maak as ons om hierdie kompetisie te wen of goed in te doen. Jy gaan teen 'n verskeidenheid spanne moet speel met verskillende tegnieke en planne. So ons sien baie uit vir die naweek.
Het genoem in Engels dat dit even van 'n bietjie van 'n marathon is, nie net 'n sprint is natuurlik. Julle 3 goeie eerste rondes gehad nou. Wanneer as dink julle is gemaklik met waar julle is op die oomblik en die span wat julle die naweek te saamkom, hulle is 'n bietjie baie wispelturig op die oomblik. Kan julle hulle onderskat?
Ja, eerstens, ons probeer dit in siklusse werk, so die eerste 3 wedstryde is verby. En as jy vir ons 3 wedstryde gegee het met 3 bene voor die tyd, maak jy saak hoe ons gespeel het en ons dit verseker gevat het. So nou kyk ons na die volgende been, waarvan ons maar die volgende 3 wedstryde. Die Blues gaan definitief 'n ander tipe, soos ek sê, 'n ander tipe challenge vir ons wees. Hulle probeer die bal lewendig as Brennan ook tereg gesê het. So ons gaan reg wees vir daai tipe aanval wat hulle na ons kant toe gaan gooi. En ja, nee, ons is reg voorberei.
Net wat die spelers betref, julle 3 veranderinge op die bank natuurlik gemaak en as baie klem geplaas op Koggas wat terugkom. Hy is eintlik 'n kwaliteitsspeler wat terugkom.
Ja.
Wat is julle denkwyse in die 3 spelers wat terugkom op die bank terug? Wat bring hulle?
Ja, Kwagga was, ek weet nie wat compassionate leave in Afrikaans is nie. Kwagga was op compassionate leave laasweek. So baie lekker om hom terug te hê. En die idee was net omdat hy 'n week weg was, Pascal Brink het regtig goed gespeel, so ook die res van die pak. En dit gee ons 'n lekker slaankrag van die bank af as hy op die bank is. Ashton Davids het baie goed geoefen in die pre-season, soos Kers kan getuig, en ons is regtig opgewonde vir Ashton dat hy sy kans kry van die bank af. Hy dek ook vir ons baie posisies wat help. Wie is die ander een nou weer?
Achieva.
En Achieva natuurlik, Achieva is terug. Hy het 'n klein besering gehad laasweek en ja, almal is lekker opgewonde oor spelers soos Achieva en so ook ons. So hopelik kan Achieva, hy kan definitief ding doen die naweek. Ons is baie opgewonde oor hom. Hy kan 'n spesiale speler word.
Ek het my laaste vraag is net, ek verstaan is 'n baie sensitiewe kwessie op die oomblik. Jacob Kriel, wat is die situasie met hom? As hy nou uit vir die res van die jaar, res van die seisoen, wat is sy status? Wat is sy status op die oomblik?
Ek dink Kers moet dalk daai na antwoord. Dit was 'n moeilike goed vir hom.
Ja, hy is volgende week geopereer, so sy herstelproses begin hom voor.
Is dit tydperk? Moontlik.
Die vorige proses was 6 maande.
Goeie vraag.
En 'n ander vraag.
Maar ek
Mark from ENCA. Are the Blues, looking at their strike pair up wide, are they the toughest team the Lions have come up against so far?
It's very interesting that you say that. Cash and I had this conversation this morning, and we believe so. We believe so. They are going to be really tough. Taking nothing away from the other teams, you'll be a fool to do that. But I think they're a team that have lost 2 matches. They'll be really hungry to put in a good performance, and I think it's going to be our biggest challenge for the weekend. And the players are up for it. Not having any complacency in the camp. We're looking. This is going to be a big challenge.
Ahmed from Eyewitness News. Potential rain out on Saturday. What's the preparation looking like compared to drier matches previously?
It's a good question. Do you change a lot when it's wet? I think the game changes. So we prepared for both. We prepared for wet and dry weather. Obviously, we would prefer a dry pitch, and I think the fans would also. But it's going to be a really good game if it's wet as well. It tests you in a different manner. You've got to keep the ball. Your skills got to be really good. Come hell or high water, as they say. We've ticked the boxes for either.
Cash, maybe if I can ask you, Franco being played in a different position last week, conditioning was we happy how he came through that 18?
Franco is a special athlete. He's got a massive ticker. He's got an awesome engine. So yeah, I think from the coach's perspective, I think he did his job. Can he play 80 minutes? He definitely can play 80